We now live under a ruling class of elite politicians. It's no secret. It is true, though. It has become clear to me that our elected leaders in Washington think they are better than us. But even worse than that, they think they are better than America itself. They only have use for when the Constitution serves them. When it doesn't, it's ignored. The Queen of Congress, Nancy Pelosi, repeatedly puts her arrogance on full display.
Diversionary tactic on the part of the Republicans because they are bankrupt of ideas on how to improve the lives of the American people. I think they're just scaredy cats. They just don't know what to do. Well, that's not an appropriate question for you to ask. So don't mess with me.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much.
Have you fed them? We feed them. We feed them.
Well, you could see the arrogance right there. After spending 2.5 months blasting President Trump and Republicans for questioning the certified results of the presidential election, and in so many counties and states, by the way, Nancy Pelosi wants to overturn an already certified congressional election where the Republican in Iowa won by just 6 votes. She wants to throw it out now, but it's been certified. The hypocrisy here. So apparently, you are only allowed to challenge the results of an election if you're a Democrat. And then Pelosi had the audacity to level this so unconstitutional threat.
Well, and we want to be fair. Now, if I wanted to be unfair, I wouldn't have seated the Republican from Iowa, because that was my right on the opening day. I would have just said, they're not seated, and that would have been my right as Speaker to do.
In what world or country does she live in? I don't think so. It's not her right. Under no circumstances would our founding fathers envision a scenario where the majority party could refuse to seat a member of the minority party. But to Nancy Pelosi, she truly believes she is all-powerful. But that's a theme amongst Democrats as they push to scuttle the filibuster to their razor-thin majority allows them to ram through their radical anti-freedom agenda.
We need to do away with the filibuster. We can't get anything done in the Senate because a majority doesn't rule. It's the filibuster that rules.
The filibuster is on its way out. It's not a question if, it's a question when.
It is allowing for systematic racism in the country.
We have to pass voting rights no matter what.
Then hell yeah, do away with the filibuster. It's a vestige of a Senate from yesteryear.
Well, standing in their way is, of course, Democrat Joe Manchin of West Virginia, a man who has vowed to hold the line on the filibuster. Thank you, Senator. But with anything in Washington, okay, the way you sway the minds of others, and you better believe Joe Biden wants to sway Joe Manchin's mind, well, what do? You offer up money, power, and influence. Well, Team Biden, speaking of arrogance here, doesn't even care about the perception in its win-at-all-cost game plan. It's planning on offering Joe Manchin's wife a cushy $160,000 a year job. The Washington Times is reporting Gail Manchin will be nominated to co-chair the Appalachian Regional Commission, an organization tasked with spurring economic development in the Appalachia. Now, her real job, of course, for $163,000 a year, will be to get her husband to break his vow to keep the filibuster in the first place. They won't tell you that, but that's what they're doing here. And the arrogance of them doing it in the open is craziness. If a Republican president openly traded power and money like this, the media would be all over them. It literally appears Joe Biden is buying Joe Manchin's favor by employing his wife. But instead, Joe Biden gets praise from his partners in the media.
He goes out and he gives a press conference where he's far more articulate than Donald Trump ever was, because Donald Trump, he didn't know about issues. He didn't want to know about issues.
What news conference?
Let me get here. Okay. You like to be able to, anyway. Okay. Where am I here?
So that's the guy that's more articulate, according to Joe Scarborough, than Donald Trump. What? Well, anyway, I don't think so. What Joe Scarborough revealed is the arrogance of the left. Look at CEO Jack Twitter, the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. He just declared it was a mistake to censor the Hunter Biden story.
We will make mistakes, and our goal is to correct them as quickly as possible, and in that case, we did.
No, that is not what you did. You didn't do it at all. You censored it until the election was over. That, folks, again, is about as arrogant as it gets. The censorship of that story helped secure a Biden victory. There's no doubt in my mind about it. To tell us it was a mistake now is, of course, just plain arrogant. And in October, okay, the Gateway pundit reported Haley Biden, whom Hunter had an affair with, threw his gun away, and the police, the FBI, and the Secret Service got involved. That was back in October from the Gateway pundit. It was a story no one would cover. They ignored it to help run cover for Joe Biden. Well, now we learn from the mainstream media reporting on the story just what the Gateway pundit said. The Secret Service tried to take custody of the paperwork submitted by Hunter to buy that firearm. They talked about them getting involved in trying to secure the firearm that was thrown in the dumpster. Joe Biden wasn't vice president then. Why was the Secret Service involved? Yet only now is that story getting any coverage, and we knew about it in October, and they pretend like it's just coming out now. It's because of the arrogance of the Washington establishment and the media elites who run hand in hand with Washington power brokers. So who's the losers in all of this? Well, of course, folks, get used to it. It's all of us.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.